अरे ना रे ना रे ना जरा सा घूम लूं मैं अरे ना रे ना रे. Hello, I'm making a little video here to answer a little discussion which is going on this on a video which I made called JJ Rage video, which there are a couple of people who have been following this, and I don't know if JJ Rage has some other buddies who are also watching. So this latest person is super enough already. He says that I claim to have made all these years of study, and I have made all these years of study, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this video, because you say even a layman can see that you're confused and obviously didn't learn squat. So then Tank means what he says: quit parading your ignorance over internet. I didn't see that. Where did Tank say that? Tank said that? He must have said that to you. I didn't see it. Well, anyways, okay. So I'm answering super enough already here about my studies. This is Tibetan. Let me see, I gotta get rid of this one. Okay. This is Tibetan here. This is Tibetan. Okay. This is 20 pages. It's coming from one second. Okay, this is that. This here is 20 pages. Here, you can see 20. This is 20 to 30 pages. But this is from this book here. This is one of the most important books of Tibetan Buddhism, which is this book is 300 pages thick. Here we go. You see here? It's the same as 300 pages thick. That's it here. That's if you study Tibetan, I'll talk to you. If you don't speak Tibetan, you can't read Tibetan, you can't translate these texts, how do you expect me to talk to you? Like if somebody is good at something, you know, he can talk to somebody else about it. But if another person just doesn't know what he's talking about, like a doctor who's a surgeon and he operates inside the head, you know, he's not going to talk about his job to people. He's not going to say, I know all about the veins inside your head, you know, because people can't relate to that, you know. So anyways, you're saying that my studies didn't give me anything, and I know chicken squat, whatever, you know. You say I'm clacking. 2 clicks to the left and clacking. I don't know. I never heard that before. Maybe you meant cackling? Well, anyways, Well, like I was saying to Tortugas on his video, that's still off topic. And so I was talking to JJ Rage just a couple of, video before last. And yeah, it wasn't to JJ Rage, it was to Tortuga. Tortuga, the tank, was saying the French were this, the French were that. And I was answering to all of you three guys, all the three who are on this video now, about France. I hate French people, first of all, okay? I want to get that off my chest. I hate French people. I've lived here for 45 years. I'm with you guys. I hate French people. My wife is French, and I hate French people. And anyways, that's one thing. But you Americans, you're tied up with the French so bad. We Americans, I'm born in Connecticut, you know, New Haven, Connecticut. I don't know if you've heard of New Haven, Connecticut. That's where George Bush was initiated into his Skulls and Bones Society. I don't know the name of that society in Yale. There's secret society, and I think it's called Skulls and Bones or something. Well, when I was a kid, I was hanging out at the university because my mother studied art. My mother wasn't in those secret societies, don't worry. She was an artist. She was studying there. My father was a musician. He was studying music, you know. So they were bohemians. Don't worry, we're not part of those rich people. But I was hanging out at Yale. At Yale, my mother used to take us to Yale or whatever. Yeah, New Haven, good pizza in New Haven. We have a lot of Italians in New Haven. Mafia. New Haven's like the suburbs of New York. Okay, anyway, so let's move on. Who are we? We're 6 minutes now. Okay, I was saying about the French. You Americans, we Americans are tied up with the French. And the French are the best of America. The good part of America is the French people. Because all this English, like speaking English, right, that comes from England. You know, otherwise Americans would be speaking French if the French had been the enemies of America. You know, then they would have, if the Americans had kicked out the French, well, it would have been because the French had so much power. Then they would have had to fight against the French. But Lafayette and Washington, George Washington, they were fighting right against the English. And Washington was going down because he had his army was not a professional army. They were just citizens who had these old shotguns, you know, and the hunting guns. And they were, you know, shooting away, and the British were just mowing them down. And so they mowed them down. So Washington and Lafayette were just like ice cubes to melting. They melted down because Lafayette was the only white guy, and his troops were Indians, the Seminoles or something. He had these Indian tribes who were scouts. Indian scouts, and he was using them to do like guerrilla tactics on the English, but it wasn't efficient, and they were just being mowed down. And then they went across the river. What was it, the Potomac River or whatever? And so they retreated, and so they spent the winter in that place. They were finished. They were completely finished. And so Lafayette went to France, and he was an aristocrat, but he was like a maverick, you know. Until he was not like the aristocrat who has a lot of. But his wife was a good friend of the Queen, and she was at the court, and she had this crazy husband who was Lafayette off in America, hanging out with Washington. And so, anyways, I'm going to try to cut this short now. So Lafayette had to hang out in France for 6 months, 8 months, and Washington was, you know, they were hungry, they were just waiting. They were just waiting for the English to come and kill them. And then suddenly the king woke up because the king was doing all kinds of politics with Germany and whatever. And then suddenly, so the queen waited and waited and waited. She said, "I can't talk to the king. He's too busy. He's making war with Germany. He can't do it. I can't do it." And then suddenly, things faced up, and she slipped in. She said, "My husband, you got to help these Americans." So the king sent, a division, a battalion, and something, and those guys marched over, and they got rid of the English, mowed down the English. So we Americans can't diss the French on that. We can't diss them, but we can diss the French for being motherfuckers. The French are motherfuckers, but the English are motherfuckers too, and the Germans are motherfuckers too. I live in Europe, and I wouldn't want to be in Germany, man. Wow, Belgians are assholes too, and the Italians suck big time.